Today is all about sewn items. There's no knit, no crochet, no yarn whatsoever except for what you can put in these bags. So if that's not your thing, honey, I understand. Come back Monday and I will probably have more yarn stuff for you. If it does sound like something you'd like to watch, hang out with me. I appreciate taking a few minutes of your time to see what I'm up to. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. My name is Lynn, and I'm glad you're here today. Whether you are a new viewer or you are a returning viewer, it means a lot because you're hanging out with me. You're taking your time, whether you're trying to clean up, work on a project, or just hanging out, sitting watching me. Regardless, I appreciate the time you take with me. Now, my hair is wet. I just got out of the shower. It is 4:30 in the afternoon, and I have to have this video uploaded so that my son can edit it, and I can send it to him, and he can edit it, and yeah, all that fun stuff. So, pardon my hair, but today I spent all day doing this. Now, if you are new here, usually I have knit, crochet, sewing, but today it's all sewing. So the fact that you're still here, thank you. Now, all right. I've been talking about wanting to do this, and I finally got the linen in from Amazon, and I'm going to do that first. I made a simple little drawstring bag for the refrigerator to hold my veggies in. Now, I only made the one because I wanted to test it. So, I brought in some of my veggies. Now, my husband got these the other day, and they didn't have the kind I usually have, so these are probably going to age really fast. So, this is probably what this one's going to be. And no, I will not leave this, but I was just giving it a test run to see, and look at there. Perfect for 3 romaine hearts, right? Well, I don't have just romaine hearts. I brought in my carrots as well. Now, my carrots have been in the fridge for a good little minute, but again, I could do a half a bag for that. But usually the carrots I buy are a little longer, and because this is some short carrots, right? But usually it's a little longer, so I could actually make another one for that because it only takes up that much of the height of my bag, so it can go a lot higher. And again, look at there. I know, I love drawstrings, y'all. Drawstrings are the simplest thing in life. To me, they're easy to install, they're easy to manipulate, and if I'm walking back to the fridge and I have like 4 things, which is usual when I'm making my smoothies, I'll have carrots, romaine, spinach, frozen berries of any kind. I have usually about 5 or 6 ingredients that I'm carrying back to my fridge. So drawstrings will be a blessing for me. I had thought about doing some long ones with the zipper this way, and I still might, but I don't know yet. I don't know. So, and another thing I got to thinking about is I used my just plain white paracord for the drawstring on this one. But you know what? I might use my colored cotton one because that's not touching the food. Okay? But I could do an orange drawstring for carrots, a green drawstring, a light green drawstring for the romaine lettuce. Then I could do, let's see, I have I have 3 different greens. I can do... Okay, I'm back. That was my husband opening the door so to tell me that my sons were here. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't have to go out and say hey to them. I'm glad I did, but because I'll tell you about more of that later. Anyway, so I had thought about doing one this way with a zipper, but I'm hesitant to do that because, for one, zippers are a pain in the patootie. I mean, I do them and they're not that bad, but it's so much easier to do the drawstring. And I don't know, the zippers that I have, I'm not 100% sure what they're made of. They're probably, you know, some kind of polyester or nylon. I know they're nylon because when I ordered them way back, what, like 8, 9, 10 months ago? Maybe, no, I think it was even longer than that. I had did nylon. So, pardon me. Now, my mind is totally on that. Okay. So, what I plan on doing is making probably... Oh, that's what I was talking about. The different colored things. Okay. So, I have a light green, a dark green, and like an aqua tealy green. So, if nothing else, I can use like the tealy aqua for regular iceberg lettuce. I don't eat it, but my husband does. Then I can do the medium light green for, my hair is getting in my balls. It must be drying really fast. For my romaine hearts. And then the dark one I can use for spinach. So, now I wouldn't, spinach doesn't really go bad quickly in the, because I get it from Sam's in that big container, the little, just like that thin, clear, plasticky stuff. But it is a pain to get in and out of my drawers. So if I put it all in this bag, which this bag would be a perfect size, I could do it that way. And I would have the dark green drawstring for that one. So I am cooking with gas. Now, I will need to get some more of that linen. I did not order enough. So I don't know if I'm going to go back and get some off of Amazon or if I can find it at a more reasonable price. I don't know yet. I have to investigate. But I'm excited because I can go ahead and start using some of those and getting them implemented and give y'all an update on. I don't think that I really need to give an update on that part, on the usage, because I've been looking into this for a few months. I get tired of my veggies going bad before I can use them. And the 3.5 months that I was down with my arm and my leg, and I wasn't cooking my normal menu, because my husband was kicking in and doing a lot of it, and then takeout, which that's probably what put the weight back on me, that not being able to move and exercise. But anyway, during my downtime, I was looking into, because it was a problem before I went down and I lost the use of my left side, but I was trying to, it's been a long day, y'all. I'm sorry. My brain is trying to think of 10,000 other things. But I was trying to solve the problem of the veggies going bad too fast. Now, I don't know if it would work with fruit or not, because my daughter-in-law, she buys my grandson lots and lots of fresh fruit. Like strawberries. Well, to be fair, I don't think they... Well, sometimes, like blueberries and strawberries. I don't know if he does raspberries. I know he likes blackberries. And some things will ripen too fast, and some things he devours. It depends, you know. He's like any of us. Some days he'll be craving something sweet, and instead of giving him junk, thankfully she gives him fruit. I mean, he gets some junk. Don't think that he's deprived, because he isn't. My kids were more deprived than my grandson is, because I just didn't let him have a whole lot of sweet stuff. Anyway, so keep on the lookout, and I might do different sizes. If y'all want any, just let me know, and that'll kind of give me an idea if I need to try to find bulk linen, like on a bolt, you know, which is anywhere. Sometimes it's 8, 10, 12, 15. No, 8, 10, 15 is usually about that. But anyway, just let me know. I have no clue what I would have to charge for them. I'm still in the process of doing all that, but a couple of you did want to see them, and I wanted to show you. And I can do smaller ones if you want to do something like blueberries or strawberries or something. Or I could just make a lot more of this size, and you can use it for whatever and know that you have plenty of room. Because that's what I'm going to do for me. Okay. Now, as for project bags, when I bought this fabric, I told y'all I was in absolute love with it. So, I finally cracked down today. I was sitting here cleaning off my table, and yes, I had my great nephew's quilt stuff still right here on the table. But I also had this fabric. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to find a spot for it right now. I'm going to make some bags. So I made some bags. What the heck was that? No. Well, I don't know what that was. Anyway, I went a little crazy like I normally do. I couldn't decide. I knew I wanted to do a pink, and I found the perfect pink to match this. Then, after the pink, I wanted to try green, but I couldn't decide. I'm going to have y'all help me with that in just a minute. So I said, well, when I can't decide a color, what is my fallback, y'all? Yeah, I know you're hollering black. This is always going to be my fallback, just because black goes with anything. So I was going to show y'all this. I was going to record this probably about 1:30, 2 o'clock, because I was so tired and I really, 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 really wanted some sleep. But I was like, no, you're going to push through. You're going to get this done, and you are going to record this video with these things completed. Now, I will tell you, I have not took pictures of them, and with it being 4:45, I'm losing daylight. So I may not be able to do, and if y'all ever buy anything from me and find my hair, it's clean. It just, I shed like worse than a puppy dog. But, that's what I'm picking off now is my hair. But, I will try, possibly, because the sun is on that side, and normally I do pictures over here, so we'll see. If I don't get any pictures up on the website, and if you do want these, let me know. I will take pictures of. I don't know if I'll take pictures of them tomorrow, but I'll explain why in a minute. I might be able to first thing. Depends on if it's foggy, or because this morning was so crazy foggy. The sun was up, but you really couldn't see anything with it. Okay, so I have more fabric that, like I said, I was going to do the green, but I need y'all's opinions. The bolt or the big or the little? I keep going back and forth. I just don't know if I like it enough. Actually, I should probably do it like this because it's going to be at the bottom. I just don't know if I like it enough. Either one of them to go back and say, yep, this is definitely what I want to do. So the big one or the little. And if y'all want one of those, let me know. I have enough to do one more, maybe two more bags. So if you want either of the green, let me know on that. It might not be, well, I could probably get it started, especially at night when I'm stuck not being outside. Okay, that's all the sewing bag stuff. I apologize. I mean, that's all the bags, the sewn bags that I have to show y'all. It's so funny because just that quick, what took me all day to do, and just that fast, it's already, I've already shown you, and the extra stuff. But y'all, I cannot stop looking at this pink. I mean, don't get me wrong, the black is pretty, but this, I might have to get some more of this fabric and make me a bag myself. Because I'm not really a big pink person, but oh my Jeezy Pete. Yeah, that is just absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Alright, so that's all that part. So now I'm going to get into talking about some things that has been going on, or that will be going on. So if that's not your thing, I appreciate you being here this long. Alright, now I told y'all that my son was renting a backhoe to help clean off where they harvested the trees. Well, there's stumps. Because, I mean, if you've ever seen any, you know, the trees that you see, all the logs you see on those big trucks, those hauling trucks, they are simply just cut off at the ground. They have a machine that grabs a hold of the tree and a blade that slices it, and then they and drag it to wherever they got to drag it to. It was pretty interesting to watch. I should have filmed some of it. But they left stumps, and with us wanting to do the cow pastures and the garden and the home sites, you know, and the driveway, because the driveway we have now will be my other son's driveway to come back to hit this house, because this will be his place until he builds his own. And then we're going to be, so basically it's a rectangle. It's a long rectangle. The driveway currently runs on this side of the rectangle. What we're going to do is we're going to bring the driveway to the middle of the rectangle, and then 2 home sites will be down here. So we have to clear the stumps for the new driveway. Then we have to clear 2 rectangles on each side of the driveway. No, wait, I think we've changed that. Excuse me, pardon me, sorry about that. Originally we were going to do 2 rectangles on each side of the driveway for the cow pastures, right? And I told my daughter-in-law, my one son said, why don't you just put it all on one side? That way you only have electric and water going to one location, and then use the other side, which will be in front of their property, in front of their home site, you know, for hay or corn or, you know, anything like that. And I was like, well, that's actually not a bad idea. We do plan on doing a water collection system from rainwater to help, because I don't want to put, all right, we have a well here. It's like 180 feet down. Over here, which is probably, I want to say 500, 600 feet away from here is where mine and my husband's house will be built, and then another 500 or 600 feet to the left will be my other son's. So we cannot use this well. We're gonna have to get 2 wells dug. And like I told my son, I said, you know, we can use our well for the greenhouse and the garden and whatnot, and the cow pastures. Or we can do the cow pastures just in case that the rain catchment system doesn't come to fruition right away. And they can do their well, we can run off of their well for the greenhouse and the garden and the chickens. You know, we'll figure it out. But I do like that idea, because we can run one pipe for water and then one conduit for electric and be done with it if it's on one side. And we can chop up the pastures and put the water and everything in the cover, because we'll basically have like a pole barn type, just a 4-post and a roof, so that, you know, the animals they can get out from under the sun, because we're not going to have but maybe 3 cows at the most, maybe 4. I only want 2 cows at any given time. You know, one that will be soon to be butchered and one that's growing up. So, but you never know. When we are supplying 3 households with meat, we might have to do 3 cows. So, anyway, but you know, we would stagger the harvesting and stuff. But I'm excited because all that's going down tomorrow in the morning. The guy called me today. He's like, are you going to be there? I'm like, yeah, but you can't come up my driveway. So, and now my son when my sons came in just now, they were telling me that they're not working tomorrow. So I might not have to drive the backhoe up the driveway. I don't mind. I mean, I use my backhoe. So, but if he wants to sleep in, which I seriously doubt he will, because he's almost excited as I am to get the backhoe, because we love to use our backhoe. And I hate that it's down right now, because all this stuff could have been done before I went down with my left arm and my left leg. And I still think I will be able to do it. You know, part of the hang up with this is muscle memory. If I can rely on muscle memory, my leg and my arm work beautifully. If I have to think about what I want it to do, sometimes it's when it messes up. And you do have to think about what you're doing when you're working the claw. So we'll see. If nothing else, I might have to do root control, and you know, we'll just have to see how that goes. But I'm excited, and there was so much I needed to do today. I had to do some major house cleaning so that I would be prepared for tomorrow and the next month, because we're going to have this thing. He rented it for a month. So we have only a month to get all the stumps up that we need to get. He thinks we're going to be done lickety-split, but I don't think it's going to work like that. Yes, I will be working the machine while he's at work, and I'll teach my daughter-in-law how to do it, but you only get 160 hours for the month under that one payment. And I gotta tell y'all, if it wasn't for my son doing this, this would not be happening, because we don't have the money to rent. That thing is atrociously expensive to rent. But you have this one chunk of time. You can use 160 hours in 2 weeks. You would be running yourself to death. But if you did it in 2 weeks, then that's your month, you know. So, I want to get it done, because the faster I get it done, or the faster we get it done, the faster we can start doing the garden beds, doing the greenhouse. I'm not pushing for the greenhouse immediately, because once I get the garden beds in, we can start maybe planting more than we already have, because she's got a lot planted and I've already got a lot, well, not planted, we've got a lot started, our seeds. And by the way, that 160, 170 was not all my seeds. 80 to 90 of those are my father-in-law's. So, and they're all tomatoes for him. But speaking of, I went in there because I have some racks with some lights and everything in my bathroom. That's my temporary greenhouse, since my greenhouse doesn't have the plastic cover on it anymore. I went in there to take my shower, and I looked, and my zucchinis are like whoosh. So it is March 5th. Yeah, March 5th. I have a month before I'm supposed to be able to plant those things in the ground, in my garden. So, or in my greenhouse. To me, it's just raised beds at the moment, because there's no cover on it. But I'm like, am I going to be able to? I mean, I could risk them and put them out, because they're already growing. I have roots growing out the bottom of my containers that I planted them in. And I planted them in containers about that big around, about that tall and about that big around. So those roots should have had plenty of room, but they just took off. Who knew zucchinis? This is my first year with zucchinis. Who knew that they would be so eager? But anyway, I'm excited to get all that done. I'm still making, this is day 2 of canning my chicken broth, because I have to make room in my freezer. And I still have, no. Alright, so the first day was just making the broth. Day 2 was making a second broth, but canning the first. And then today, I'm making the third and canned the second. So tomorrow I will have to can the third. But that will take care of all my chicken carcasses that I have for, because when we indulge in the rotisserie chicken from Sam's, I'll save the carcass for, you know, bone broth, beef stock, chicken stock, chicken bone stock. Yeah. Chicken bone broth. Whatever. You know what I mean, right? So, I do have, I have our turkey. I think I might have two. No. I think I only have one turkey carcass. And that's the fried turkey. The turkey that I did in the pressure cooker, the canner. Oh, I think I have those too. If so, I have 3 turkey carcasses, because 2 I did in the pressure canner, and then 1 we fried. Which the one I did them frozen, so that I could have turkey meat, canned turkey meat, and broth. Wait, no, I might know. I didn't keep those because I used the broth. So I don't think I have any of that. My brain is done. I'm done, actually, because I've been nonstop since 6:30 this morning. I got up at 6 o'clock, and I've been trying to stave off this headache. It didn't work, but my husband had a theory. You know, with me sitting there looking down at my crochet, he was worried that the headache was coming from me, you know, basically like when you use your phone or your crochet and knitting and your head's down for a prolonged period of time. He was worried that that's what it was, and it's not. I've had my headache got worse. I had a headache when I woke up, but thankfully it didn't get to migraine levels. I'm grateful for that. But it kind of got really bad about 7:30, 8 o'clock. But I couldn't stop. You know, I had cleaning to do. I had to at 9 o'clock. I had to get the broth out of my crock pot, wash it, clean it, start another batch, and take the batch that I did have, strain it, get it jarred up, get it in the canner, get that started. Then after all that was done, I came in here. It was probably about 11:30ish. Yes, because I was so late eating my snack, and I had to push my lunch until like 1. But I came in here about 11:30ish and started working on these. And let me tell you, I was quick. Usually it takes me a lot longer than that. But I think what it was is it helps that I have my liners pre-made, because I will spend, in fact, no, I'm okay on liners right now. Me and my daughter-in-law have done it in the past. Usually it's just me. I will do one big humongous bolt of liner fabric and cut them and put my stabilizer on there, my fusible interfacing, sew them together, get them cut, sew them together, and that way they're just sitting there waiting. Now, I don't have them constructed with the boxed bottom yet. That goes when the day I make the actual bags. That way I don't have, because right now they're just flat little rectangles missing the box holes. So that helps when it comes time to make in each individual bag. I don't have to start from scratch on the bag and the liner, just on the bag. But anyway, I think I'm going to get off here. I've got to go in here and cook. We're having I'm cheating and not cheating. It's part of my menu, but it's a salmon, a sheet pan with arugula, carrots, zucchini, onions, and I'm trying to think there was something else. Arugula, carrots, zucchini, onions, and salmon, yeah. But I put my veggies on there and let them start cooking, and then about 10-15 minutes later I'll add my salmon, and it is so good, and my family loves it. So I did do my Tuscan chicken last night. I didn't get to do the chicken tortilla soup. That's going to be tomorrow, because I will be finished with the chicken stock, so my crock pot can go straight into cooking tomorrow's soup dinner, which is kind of ironic that I'm doing soup when it's so stupid hot out there. I had my AC in here running earlier because it was hot. It was hot. But I mean, that's part of being in the South, right? Anyway, I know I was going to take y'all along with me making this stuff, but like I said, I had not showered yet, so I was not going to get in front of the camera. It was driving me nuts because I really wanted to get my shower this morning, but my husband doesn't wake up till late. I mean, I think he didn't get up till right before I came in here, so 11ish. Yeah. So when I have to take a shower, I have to wait for him to wake up so I don't go in there and wake him up. But anyway, I hope y'all have a super weekend. I'm going to be focusing on getting stumps cleared, which I may, pull the card with my son. He can manhandle roots and stuff better than me. Well, he came up with a good idea. I know I said I was getting off here, and I will. He was, the day that they had come up and we went out into the field and we were talking and everything, he had taken an axe and he was using the axe and seeing how much we could get rid of the smaller roots or the smaller stumps. I mean, and by small, I mean, well, I think the biggest one I did was like this. But I noticed that I couldn't control the aim of it because of my left arm. I was focusing on trying to hit the good strike on the stump. And that required me to think about my arm. And yeah, it didn't work very well. So I might tell him, say, let me run the backhoe while y'all do the axe and do the raking and all that fun stuff. So we'll see. Playing with this like my kittens play with them. I have these things all over my house. It's the cheapest little kitten toy you'll ever meet or ever see. We have toys. We have bought them toys. But they would much rather sit in my recliner and grab this from my little table beside me and go play with it. But anyway, what I was trying to say is I hope y'all have a great weekend no matter what you do. I've already told you what I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be enjoying the heck out of it. So, I hope you have a great one, and I will see you Monday. Till then, take care. Try to find you a little bit of joy and grab a hold of it, and save it for a rainy day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.